good morning, and welcome to this week's serving of Mickey Waffles, a Disney podcast where we cover everything from parks, movies, and merchandise. My name is Sinead.
My name's Kate. Hi guys. How's it going?
I'm good, Kate. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Do you know what I realised? Our intro is parks, movies, and merchandise.
Yeah.
And I felt like lately we haven't really talked about any of those things.
I mean, we've been planning park trips. I feel like we're always talking about merchandise. Movies, probably not so much.
Yeah,
But I feel like there also hasn't been a lot of movies to talk about.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. We can only work with what we're given, can't we?
Yeah.
We're not miracle workers.
Not yet, anyways.
So
we're back.
Yeah, okay. Here we are.
We took a little break after our imagination vacation.
Just a little
Series.
COVID break. Nothing too serious. Everything's fine. Jeez, I said that like one of us had COVID. We don't.
Neither
That's
of us
not
had
what I
COVID.
meant. That's not what I meant at
Mercifully.
all.
Recently, neither of us have had COVID. But no, we just took a little week off. It was hilarious. I was recording with the dads yesterday, and Nick was like, "God, Sinead, I'm so sorry. I'm not caught up on Mickey Waffles. But what did you and Kate think last week?" And I was like, "Well, Nick, let me tell you, you are caught up on Mickey Waffles." He was like, "Oh, salmon skin roll." So that probably made me
Yeah,
laugh.
so after a week off, we now actually have enough things to talk about for probably a whole
Woohoo.
podcast. Because now there's 2 weeks worth of things to talk about.
I know. But before we get on to that, how has your 2 weeks been?
Yeah, fine. Nothing overly exciting. The weather got a bit nice there for a couple of days, and
It did. I
then
needed
it was shite
sunglasses.
again today. Like I wore a denim jacket on Sunday.
Oh.
A denim jacket, right? I wore a dress with tights and a denim jacket. That's how
So nice it was.
warm it was. And then today, I think if we had gone outside, I would have had to recluse back to my
The winter
warmer.
coat.
Yeah.
The winter coat would have been
Very
required.
complicated. And Ellen told me it's going to snow again, apparently.
Ah, lads. I can't be dealing. Like, I am aware that it is like the particular time of year where in Ireland you literally have to be dressed for all 4 seasons at any given time. Like, this is a particular point in the year, and it happens again in autumn, where you literally, any of the seasons can change at the drop of a hat in any given day. But I just can't be dealing with it. Like, I would like to stick to denim jacket weather for a little while, please.
It's like I'm slowly remembering the other clothes that I have, because when I'm at home, I tend to just wear jumpers and leggings. But now, like when I
You
go
in a
out for
jumper?
walks, what? Kate in a jumper?
No.
Who? What?
What a novel idea.
I got a side note. I got a jumper
Oh, okay.
a while ago. That was from the Dan and Phil shop. Remember when I did that order and I was like, will I, won't I? Because I wasn't sure if I was going to get hit with the import fees.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the jumper came to £11, and it was
Oh.
originally like £55 or something. And it's this little corgi on it. I was like, this is cute. I was like, £11. I can totally justify that.
Mm-hmm.
And it arrived, and that was fine. And then I wore it the other day, and Ed was like, is that a new jumper? I was like, no, I've had this for ages.
No.
No, what? I was like, he goes, yeah. It was like £11. He was like, I was like, okay, I don't care.
Fair.
I was like, correct, because you buy toys.
Yeah, he buys toys, he buys posters. You're like, at least you can wear your things.
Precisely. At least I can show my things around without having,
They're not
like,
just-
when I leave the house.
Exactly. They're not just decorative in the house, they can be decorative outside the house too.
That's my entire plan. I wear my decorations on me, not just on the walls. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So I was saying something. No, oh yeah, I'm slowly remembering all of the other clothes I own. Because like my winter clothes are jumpers and jeans, and now I'm like, I could probably wear something that isn't jeans, because it's slightly warmer sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, look at all these other clothes I own.
Yeah. I've been doing that because I mean in the past year, with the exception of my spirit jerseys, because well, I mean I gave one away to Amy, but the rest I'm hanging on to for dear life. I've basically had to change my entire wardrobe in the last like year and a half, and now
Yeah,
I'm getting to the
you don't
stage
even
where
have
I'm
a
like,
reason to get rid of the spirit jerseys. You can wear a spirit jersey that's like 10 times too big for you. It's still
oh
an
no, I still
acceptable
have
piece of
my double
clothing.
XL Sanderson Sisters one, and it's like the perfect thing to watch a movie in because it's basically like a non-fluffy hoodie on me. Like
Oh, yeah.
that's what it looks like on me now, so it's one of my favorite things. But so I bought all these clothes and then lockdown is hit and I've still continued to buy all these clothes, but I was purely only wearing the same pair of black leggings that I have 5 pairs of and a variation of different spirit jerseys. And then I was like, I followed a girl on Instagram and she was just like wearing like regular clothes that you'd wear in the outside times. Just like as she was working from home, and I was like, what a novel idea. So I've been actually getting dressed the past 2 weeks, and do you know what? Has done wonders for my mental health. Not just throwing on the same pair of leggings and a spirit jersey. I wore a dress last week. It was a time.
Yeah, dresses are novel, right?
Oh, also far more comfy. Like, why have I not been wearing them anyways? So there you go. There's our tip for the week. Get dressed.
Do you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Don't know where you'd get any other form of entertainment rather than this podcast.
This
Top
is
tip.
it.
Get dressed.
I have to say, I think the best piece of news that the entire country of Ireland has happened in the last 24 hours, where we had a very sad moment for a few months ago where one of our national doggos, Shioda, passed away. It was a very sad day. There was practically a day of mourning, because one of our president's doggos died, but he has a new puppy. He has a new pupper, and it's the cutest goddamn thing.
Mishnock?
Yeah. So his name's Mishnock, which means courage.
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Ah, fuck yeah. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miggledy. Yeah, Mishnock all the way.
Yeah. So Oris the Nuctheron, which is the president. Is it just the president? That's Oris Nuctheron. That's where he lives. Yes.
Ross Newton's like the president's house.
Yeah. So they issued a statement about Mishnock because I don't think I can, like, the excitement that the Americans had with Joe Biden's doggos, like, lads, we're like 8 years past you. Like,
yeah, 100%.
we are so here for the national doggos. Like, big fan. And you can go and you can do tours around Oris and Uachtaráin, and the doggos just come along. My parents have done it, and they were just like petting the doggos, having a great time. So that,
yeah, and if you're walking in Phoenix Park, you can like see them over the little.
Yeah.
You can see them. You just wave, and they just stand there.
Yeah.
And they're like, look at all my people.
we are big fans of the national doggos. So naturally, in the like prime national news, one of the pieces was about Lil Mishnock, and he's named after the courage of the Irish people during these trying times. Is this tiny little 5-month-old Burmese mountain dog?
So cute. He's so fluffy.
He is adorable. So there's real cute pictures of Miggledy just pottering around Oris and Uachtaráin with his other dog Brode, and then little baby Mishnock. I say little baby Mishnock. He's massive.
Oh, he's huge.
Like, he's a big doggo.
But still a baby.
But little baba doggo.
We went to the park the other day, and there was a puppy that we couldn't decipher what breed it was. It was some kind of mix, but his ears didn't match his body and his body didn't match his fur type. We were very confused.
Oh.
But Molly was having a right old time running around, and the puppy was like, oh my god, another dog. And so the puppy ran up, and Molly was like, oh look, another thing that looks like me. And
for context, Kate's dog Molly is the most energetic dog you will ever encounter in your entire life.
And so, they were, sniffing each other's butts, just having a good time. And the puppy wanted to play so bad, but Molly was just so excited to be running the park. She was like, no time! No time, I'm on a run. You can run with. And the puppy did. The puppy started to follow her. And I was like, that puppy is not big enough to be doing what she's doing.
And Ari's just standing there like, you idiots.
Ari's like, I'll eat you. his owner like called her back and it was grand, and then he like thanked us, and I was like, I did nothing, but you're welcome.
Oh, I love them.
I was like, yeah, sure, no props.
If any of you guys haven't checked out Kate's Instagram for the doggos, it's always linked in the show notes. Just go have a look.
Is it?
Yeah, it's always linked in the show notes. Always is. So go check out the doggo Insta.
Because there's just it was nice because there's sometimes so many off the leash dogs in the park, but they're dogs that shouldn't be off the leash because they get doggo aggressive very quickly, and we're like, why? Because like if someone attacks Molly, she's gonna attack them back, and then they're like rardy brardy bra, and I'm like, you're a dog. I was like, Molly wouldn't do anything. She doesn't care. She's no time for anything that isn't running.
Or her parrot.
Oh, parrot. Bless. She's like, my parrot. Oh, yesterday, I had the girls outside because I was hoovering, and we think Ari secretly likes parrot. She just doesn't want to show it. So I put the beds outside, and I threw all the dog toys. I threw all Molly's toys outside as well, because obviously they are covered in hair too. And Parrot was on the bed, and Harry laid down, and she like pawed at it, and then like opened her mouth, and then like went to go bite it, but almost remembered what she was doing, and instead just like shoved her face in the bed.
Oh, she tries so hard to be too cool.
And I was like, it's okay, you can play with her. And then she was like, and then she went to sleep.
Oh, she's such a moody wagon.
Oh, she's so special. So anyway, yeah, that's what my life revolves around, is trying to figure out how dumb the dogs are going to be today.
I enjoy it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, well, yeah. And who's snoring? That's always the other one.
Oh, fair.
When they're both asleep, which one's snoring? It's usually Ari.
My current favourite. So, Binks has decided she's no longer an outdoor cat, and she has very firmly made herself an indoor cat.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, it's bound to happen.
Change of profession. It's fine.
But she has. This has now because she's not going outside and just like pottering around. She ends up with all of this excess energy, so she's getting the zoomies. So much more than she ever normally does. She had a real bad case of them this morning where she was literally just launching herself around the upstairs of the house. Like, you know that bit, now I've never watched The Office, but you know that bit from The Office where they're just like, parkour! Like, that was literally Binks this morning. I was just like, oh, okay, you need to calm down. But, yeah, other than that, she's fairly happy.
The girls like to wrestle sometimes, but they sometimes, like, earlier on, they tried to, like, start wrestling in the hallway, and the hallway is, like, this big.
Yeah.
I'm like, go outside, and then you put them outside, and then they just stare at you, and I'm like, no, you were wrestling, so I put you outside. And then they just like immediately stop, and I'm like, no, keep doing what you're doing, just do it out here.
Oh dear. Oh, pets.
Silly doggos.
But yeah, I mean, for context, Ireland's still in lockdown until at least April 5th.
April.
Nothing's gonna lift on April 5th, but still. So all we really have to look forward to are the animals in our lives, basically.
And we might as well talk about it here, because we're not going to talk about it in the news. WandaVision. Yes. WandaVision.
But we only have one more episode of WandaVision to look forward to, Kate.
Yeah, but then it's
Falcon and Winter
Soldier.
Is there much of a gap? I can't remember.
There's 1 week. Now, here we are, Sinead. Here we are to the biggest conspiracy theory that Marvel's ever held.
Oh.
WandaVision is set to finish this Friday.
Yeah.
Friday just gone for people who are listening to this. But then there's a week of nothing.
Yeah.
And then it's Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Okay.
So the biggest conspiracy now is there a secret episode of WandaVision that they haven't said? The answer is no, because Marvel would never do that. But it's very suspicious that there's just 1 week with no Marvel TV show when there was no need for that. They could have easily had them linked together. Why just 1 week? Why not like a month?
This is very true.
Suspicious is what it is. But yeah, no, it's probably not. The final episode's probably going to be about 50 minutes long. From how people have done the math
Yeah.
on that one.
I know you've said that you and Ed are planning on watching it first thing Friday morning. I think I'm going to have to do the same.
We'll have to, because
I don't trust people.
yeah, and the thing is, like, even if I stay off Instagram, TikTok is the worst for it. Because with TikTok, you just flick, and that's it. It's too late. Someone's already started talking. And I'm like, no!
Yeah.
No, I don't want to hear about anything. So I think we might just have to watch it at like 8 or half 8, whatever time it comes out in the morning. Because it's just not worth it. Like, this is the only thing we have. Like, I'm not letting it be spoiled by someone else.
This is all we have. You sound
Do you know
like
what I
Amy.
mean? I'm like, this is one of like the only exciting things that's currently going on.
True.
That
True.
will continue for a long time, as in like the next phase of the MCU. So I'm like, nah, fuck that, man. I'm not having some kid on TikTok tell me about it. I want to watch it for myself.
Yeah, no, I feel you. As I've said before, I've had to start doing the same with Drag Race, both UK and US. Although I have to say, my sheer devastation, because my like Saturday routine now is I like get up, I go down and make breakfast, and then I come up, I watch breakfast, and I watch Drag Race US. There was no episode this week. There was no warning that there was no episode this week, but they like put
why
out
was
a
there
like
no episode?
they put out a like COVID documentary. Apparently didn't tell anyone they were doing this, so I was like, woohoo, Snatch Game, best episode of the season. There was no episode. I was devastated.
Apparently, this season of Drag Race has gone on for like 2 months, and apparently it should be like over.
Kate, only 4 queens have gone home.
Yeah,
It's been on since January. 4 queens have gone home.
Like, is it because of COVID that they're like, we can do like a double season?
I think the way they're doing it with Drag Race US anyways, Drag Race UK has very much kind of followed the usual thing. But interestingly with Drag Race UK, they started filming that before COVID was a thing.
Oh,
and then
so it's really
yeah.
not old. Like, I know it's new, but like it's really old.
But they're like, so the first I think 4 episodes went ahead as normal, and then as they were about to start the 5th, they were just like, yo, due to coronavirus, y'all gotta go home. See you in 7 months. And they literally took a 7-month break in the middle of filming. And then by the time they came back, I don't know who's caught up, so I'm not gonna like put any spoilers, but like then the queens just had to go from like being like in the zone in the drag race to then taking a 7-month break where none of them could work because bars weren't open. So they literally went from, oh my god, I'm doing the most exciting thing of my career, to, oh my god, I'm sat at home with no form of income for 7 months. And then I just got back to Drag Race.
Interesting.
Yeah. So with Drag Race US, the first episode, they had all of the queens lip sync with each other. And then, so the first episode was splitting them into 2 groups. So that was episode 1. No one went home. And then episode 2, this group performed. No one went home. This group performed. No one went home. And then they brought everyone together. And then there's been 1 more week where no one went home. And it's like, I've been watching this season of Drag Race for 74 years and only 4 queens have gone home. And then they just skipped a week. So yeah.
Why do you think they're dragging it out for so long? Does anyone know?
I think it's because like bars and stuff aren't reopened. So normally the way it works is that a queen goes on Drag Race, and then the period that the season is on and kind of until the next season of Drag Race, that's when they are going to make the most amount of their money. That is when they do all of their tours. That is when they sell all their merchandise because it's like fresh in people's heads. And that's when they go on all the tours to different countries and all that kind of stuff. They get booked for all these gigs. But obviously that can't be a thing right now. So what I think they are doing is they are giving because like sometimes queens get into massive amounts of debt to be able to get all these dresses and stuff to go on Drag Race, are on it for 40 minutes and that's it. And they never get seen again. So I think it's a way of showcasing them for longer so that they are in people's heads longer. So they're getting, I don't know, kind of more ingrained into the Drag Race universe when they can't then just go out and perform and just make money off it. So
Right.
I think that's what they're doing, but I could be wrong.
It's a fair opinion, like,
Yeah.
I suppose.
I don't know. But if you are into the Drag Race and want to listen to people far better equipped to talk about it than myself and Kate, who doesn't even watch it, go listen to our pals.
I appreciate it.
You do. You can go listen to our pals Ben and Mikey. They have their side podcast, Once Upon a Queen, which now has its own feed on iTunes and Spotify and stuff, which is great. So I'll leave a link to those in the show notes as well. Go listen to Ben
I
and
would
Mikey.
like to mention, I think I've watched up to season 6
Yeah.
of Drag Race.
You've come to drag shows before. Do you remember that time we dragged you to Sharon Needles? That was fun.
Oh yeah, that was wild. That was truly wild. Oh, speaking of drag queens,
Oh, yeah.
sure, plug it here. Nothing to do with Disney. Bonnie and Clyde, who's
Yes.
a drag queen that we know,
Yeah.
is on Virgin either tomorrow or maybe this weekend. Virgin TV have done a new show called Eating with the Enemy, and so
Okay.
Bonnie and Clyde sits down to dinner with like a priest,
Oh.
and they talk about stuff, and then they have other ones where they're like, it's like an LGBTQ plus member and like someone who's like against gay marriage and
Yeah.
all these sort of things. So Bonnie and Clyde's on that. She was on the
Fantastic.
6 o'clock show today talking about it.
Okay,
So
cool.
yeah, just FYI, just shout that out there.
Bonnie and Clyde, lovely Irish queen. We'll leave a link to her Instagram page in the show notes. She's also a big Disney
I was
fan.
like, I saw the ad for it on Virgin at the start of the year where they were like, upcoming thing is coming to Virgin this year. And I was like, I think is that? And then I had to go look it up and I was like, it is! It is her! I was like, whoa, look, she's on the TV! I was
There
like,
you
I know
go.
her.
There you go. So we will leave a link to Bonnie's Instagram in the show notes as well. She's a big Disney fan.
Her hair is always great. Anyway,
We've probably
yeah,
rambled on for long enough.
22 minutes.
What can I say? It's been 2 weeks.
Well, without further ado, let's get on with some news.
Woohoo.
Breaking news. No breaking news. There's no breaking news at all. I wish there was breaking news. First of all, we're gonna just really quick fire some of the things that are happening in DLP at the moment. DLP received the standing of 94 out of 100 for the second year in a row on the annual Gender Equality Index under French law. So yay! DLP is doing what it's supposed to be doing for gender equality. Isn't that fantastic? Then also there has been a tiny little video released of the new accessible door things for Big Thunder Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently they were there last year, but like, who was there last year? They're actually pretty good. Someone made a joke and they're like, awesome, handy table for drinks and snacks. I'm like, oh, you're so funny.
Big fan.
So it's actually really good. The way the Big Thunder Mountain carriages are, you have to step up and go sideways to be able to sit down in them.
Mm-hmm.
But with this one, the door just sort of slides down. So if you are in a wheelchair, you don't have to step over, you just sort of slide in and then you pull the door back up again to close it. Which is pretty great, to be honest.
Yeah.
Considering how difficult they are for wheelchair users to access, because I've seen people in the Green Pass queue try and get on Big Thunder, and it is way more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah, it's just because the opening is quite narrow, even on the accessible ones. So the fact that this kind of gives you much more space to get in, it should mean that it should be potentially more accessible for people, which is always a good thing.
Just slide on in. And then the final thing is, if anyone's interested, DLP Report has a lot of videos lately of just people doing stuff in the park while it's closed, which is great. But also, they have finished putting up all of the scaffolding around Sleeping Beauty's castle. So the next thing to probably go up will be the scrim, and then we won't see her again. We won't see her again until she's emerged as a beautiful butterfly.
I'm buzzing to see the paint job that they're gonna give her. Like,
I think I had a dream the other night about seeing the castle, and it was all new and clean.
Did you? Didn't you have a dream
really
where it was
pink.
blue?
Yes, I have had a dream where it's blue. I have a lot of dreams about Disney.
I mean, that's all we really can do at the minute.
Yeah, my idea was that they'd make it blue.
Mm-hmm.
For like, to be like, oh, Sleeping Beauty, pink or blue, make it pink, make it. I just think that would be so funny if they made it blue.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great.
People would
I'd
lose
love it.
their goddamn minds.
So yeah, they're just the small sort of updates for DLP.
But yeah, I cannot wait to see the paint job. I think it's going to be stunning, especially given the paint job that like all of the other castles have had, like Hong Kong, Tokyo, California, Florida. They've all had amazing refurbs done to their castles. I'm like, come on, DLP, you had the most beautiful like base to work with. Don't fuck it up.
And like, this is one of the biggest refurbs that's happened to DLP since Disney took majority ownership of it. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they're not going to do it by halves.
Yeah,
they're going to do it, and they're going to do it well.
And especially because, like, obviously for most of the Disney parks, we'll exclude Florida for now because that's a whole other kettle of fish. Like, for a lot of the parks, their big year is going to be 2022 because by that stage, vaccines should be in a much better position. People will be able to travel more, will potentially feel more comfortable traveling. But also, 2022 is the 30th anniversary of DLP. So it was going to be a big year for them anyways. So
anyway, yeah.
Go out with a bang. Not go out with a bang. Start with a bang.
What? Go where? No. Come back. Let me in.
I got myself all tongue-tied.
Yes, that's basically everything for DLP. So.
Yeah. Moving over to stateside. I'll touch on California first before we natter on about Disney World for a little while. So we mentioned before that there was going to be a ticketed event coming to Disney's California Adventure to celebrate their anniversary. So it's opening on March 18th, day after Paddy's Day, National Hangover Day here in Ireland. And basically, tickets are going to be available, and it's a limited capacity ticketed event, which I believe is $75. And included in the $75, you get a $25 gift card, which entitles you to use it on food and non-alcoholic beverages. So you can't use it on merchandise, can't use it on booze. You can only use it on food and non-alcoholic drinks. And basically, you can go into the park, you can have a mosey around all the different lands, you can take some pictures, you can get some food, you can do some shopping. And that's about it.
Beginning March 11th, table reservations for Lamplight Lounge and Carthay Circle Lounge alfresco dining will be made available for A Touch of Disney. Table reservations do not provide admission to A Touch of Disney. A Touch of Disney ticket is required to dine at those locations on the same day as the table reservation.
Yeah. So it's like
so like I understand what they're getting at, but Jesus Christ.
Well, it's basically like, because I think it's happened a couple of times in Florida where people have like booked reservations for some of the sit down restaurants that are open, but then aren't getting park passes and are just expecting to be let into that park that day because they have a reservation. Whereas it's like, okay, well, you need to have a reservation for the park first and foremost.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah. People.
But if you go onto Disney Park blog, they have a whole plethora of the various different food which is going to be available. Some faves that I picked out were carrot cake funnel fries. They sound delicious. There's a fluffernutter churro, which looks rather delicious. What were some of the things that took your fancy, Kate?
These look fun. Sesame, I say look, I don't think there's actually a picture of them. But sesame soy glazed salmon with soba noodles, cucumber, edamame, and ginger vinaigrette. That sounds delightful. Duck confit empanada with cheese and chili salsa. Oh, ceviche, I'm not a big fan of ceviche. Hazelnut crunch Mickey Pop. Yeah.
There's some cute little Russell and Doug cake pops available from
yeah,
Bing
they're
Bong.
so cute. Oh yeah,
They're adorable.
yeah, but you know they're gonna be like $12.
Ooh, Kate, would you give some jalapeno bacon peanut brittle a go?
I probably would because like listen to it, but I imagine I wouldn't like. I don't like jalapenos,
Yeah, no, me neither.
but I'd give it a go.
Not because they're spicy, I just don't think they taste very nice.
I just don't like them because they can be a bit too spicy sometimes.
There was something else that I had seen that looked...
they're doing the cozy cones like they always do. Oh yeah, and they're doing root beer floats with a souvenir glass. Oh, I want souvenir things.
Yeah, I'd just like to be able to go to a park. What a novel idea that would be.
I really miss fun food.
Yeah.
And by that I mean going to a restaurant and saying, "Can I have this burger?" and them going yes, and it just appearing in front of me.
I know. What a novel idea. I am curious though, $75. Thoughts on it?
So it's 75 and then you get 25 for food.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably going to be 2 things, maybe 3 things, depending on how far you stretch it.
Yeah.
So you're paying 50 quid for the pleasure of being there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're probably going to spend at least another 50 on
Most
top of
likely,
that.
yeah.
So 125. Well, I say all these things, but if I lived in California, I'd be there.
Literally, we were chatting about I was chatting about this with the dads yesterday on Disney Parks and Beyond, and they asked my thoughts on it, and I said exactly what you said. I was like, I can say that I don't think this is value for money, but I know if I lived there and if going to this was deemed as safe within the COVID restrictions and I lived near the park, there's no point in me saying that I wouldn't pay it. Like, I would 1,000% pay it. I would go and I would eat and I would drink and take photos of everything.
Because you know what as well? Here's me justifying it.
Here we go.
If you live in California, your annual pass has been cancelled for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And you haven't been paying for your annual pass for a while because it's been closed. Mm-hmm. You have at least $75.
Yeah.
If you were in a position where you could easily pay off your pass every month, you are still easily in a position to pay $75 to go and do this.
Yeah.
Easily.
100%. But yeah, I'm glad we're on the same page with this case, because I was literally just like, I can tell you how much I don't think this is value for money, but I can also tell you I would 1,000% pay for it.
See, because you're like, I know all the rides are closed and there's not actually really anything going on, but like, to me that sounds like $50. Like, $50 is cheaper than a trip to a therapist.
Ain't that the truth?
Because like the 25 is for the food. Like, I'm just going to completely disregard the 25 because you're going to spend that on food regardless. Yeah. So it's $50 they're making you pay.
Yeah.
And like $50, that's like €42. Pfft.
It's grand.
Please, that's like 2 takeaways. That's fine.
She makes good sense.
What can I say? I'm good at justifying non-justifiable things.
That's why we have a whole podcast about it.
'Tis a skill. Then some super exciting news, which let's see how this pans out. It's 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World this year. Beginning October 1st, Walt Disney World Resort will throw the world's most magical celebration in honor of the 50th anniversary, bringing new experiences to the 4 theme parks and beyond. This milestone is such a big deal, they've even coined a new word. Iridescence. Just going to let that sink in for a moment. Iridescence.
This is going
to describe what you'll...
is going into the same vein as imagine earring and volunteering.
Volunteers. Fucking Disney. To describe what you'll see when you visit. Disney teams are creating all sorts of new decorations that will shimmer and sparkle all day and into the night. As part of the celebration, Cinderella Castle in Magic Kingdom will add to its royal makeover from last year. And there's a new rendering where the castle will feature gold bunting and a 50th anniversary crest as part of its festive new look. Do you know that meme? That's how it started and how it's going.
Mm-hmm.
Someone made that with the how it started is Cinderella's castle as the birthday cake for its 25th.
Oh, Jesus.
And the how it is now with this new rendering.
Nice.
And I'm like, yeah, it actually looks pretty, I have to say now, that rendering.
It looks beautiful.
What else is doing? The castle will add even more magic at night, joined by icons at each of the other 3 theme parks as they transform into beacons of magic. That's capitalized, so that's something they're like terming. There's a video, there's going to be pixie dust on Cinderella Castle, magical fireflies inhabiting the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom, and special new touches coming to life on the Hollywood Tower Hotel at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
I like that they're just like...
Oh, sorry, go on.
Fuck the Chinese theatre. Like,
we're
we're going for Tower of Terror. It's like, screw the big massive thing with a big massive area where people could stand. Let's put everybody on Sunset Boulevard that's really freaking narrow.
It's because they know they can do projections. They don't care about COVID, Sinead. They care about what looks good.
Projections on the Chinese theatre. They used to do that for the Star Wars thing.
No. It's not what Disney wants to hear, Sinead. Be quiet.
Just saying.
And at Epcot, new lights will shine across the reflective panels of Spaceship Earth, connecting to one another and resembling stars in a nighttime sky. Wow. The permanent new lighting will continue beyond the world's most magical celebration as a defining feature of the park. Okay, so you slimy motherfuckers, you've just picked something that you were putting into the Epcot revamp anyway, and you're like, this is part of our magical celebration. No, it's not. It's something you were doing anyway.
It's Disney.
Fucking pieces of shit. And also, Mickey and Minnie have these cool new outfits, which I am really excited for someone to make themselves. Do you remember their birthday outfits with all like the pom poms?
Yeah, much nicer.
Someone made a cute dress that looked exactly like that and wore it and met Minnie, and I was like, this is so cute. I do like it, mostly because it's like that like outrageous sort of like Disney-fied thing, but they're not that good looking.
No, I have to say, like, I don't think, I'm not a fashion-y kind of person by any means. However, I hate the shoes. The shoes don't match the rest of the outfits
Gold.
in any way, shape. I understand that gold is like a thing to do with like 50th anniversaries of things. I get that. But it's more like a brassy gold. It's not like a gold. And I'm not keen. It's giving me major Magic Happens vibes though.
Yes, I think their biggest problem is running out of words that they can shove the word ear into. And so that's what's limiting them to what they can do.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't need... Like, you already have the 50th anniversary and the world's most magical celebration. You didn't also then have to be like, everything's going to be iridescent. Like, you didn't... That's too many things. You didn't need all of them.
Let's just hope they're not terrifically irresponsible with
Hey! Boo, 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 boo. Dear.
Oh, dear.
There's tons of comments on this one.
Oh,
like,
is there?
Tons. Yeah. I was hoping someone would be complaining, but I suppose they don't really let people complain on the official Disney Park blog, do they?
They have.
We will celebrate with Walt Disney World twice First for your 50th anniversary, then for our 50th wedding anniversary about a month later. We were fortunate enough to celebrate the 50th and the 60th at the one and only Disneyland and the 25th at Walt Disney World, so we know your upcoming celebration will be spectacular and can't wait.
Oh, there you
Our
go.
undeniable gratitude to Walt Disney for his creation of this wonderful, living, breathing, sculpting work of art, and thanks to his successors for only improving on what he left behind. Carry on and continue to dream for us all.
All right,
Paul.
Paul, calm down. Jesus. They have said that in true Disney fashion, the 50th anniversary is going on for 18 months.
Whoa, 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 whoa. But that's no
not
new
surprising.
thing. They always do that, and to be honest, I don't blame them.
Oh no, especially
because
now.
I don't mind it as well. Like, I don't mind going to Disneyland Paris for its extended
Oh no,
birthday.
That's
It's
fine.
fine by me. I don't care. As long as you're still having your special things, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, fuck it.
sounds good with me.
So yeah, that's the 50th.
Woohoo. I'm continuing on with Disney World, and actually, this reminds me. So, Character Breakfast has come back to Hollywood Studios in Hollywood and Vine. So, it's a Disney Junior Character Breakfast where you can meet with Doc McStuffins, Vampirina. Who else did you say was there? Goofy?
Oh no, I've lost it.
Yeah.
Vampirina, Doc McStuffins, Sophia the First, and Roadster Goofy.
There you go. So you can, it's now no longer a buffet, obviously, but the breakfast options that you can get are all you care to enjoy pancakes with their signature house-made batter, French toast.
I would care to enjoy many.
Yeah. French toast stuffed with chocolate hazelnut spread. Nutella. Toasted open-faced salmon bagel, 4 egg scramble, 4 egg cheese omelette. All right, Gaston, calm down. And then you can get a plant-based egg frittata. So there are your options.
What's the point of it being a plant-based egg frittata if they're going to put egg in it?
See, I feel like they should have had quotations with egg. Like, I think it's a plant-based egg.
Oh, I thought it's like plant-based and then they also put egg in it.
No, I think
like,
there should have had egg. They should have had air
that looks
quotes.
like, because it's like we're trying to be vegan, but we forgot that eggs aren't vegan.
Yeah. What I will say, and it's something that I actually forgot to pull up, but I think Mr. D mentioned it yesterday. So they've updated their mask policy for dining, right? So now, if you sit at your table, unless you are actively eating and drinking, you have to be wearing your mask. So as you are waiting to order, as you are waiting for your food, you, like, between courses, you are meant to have your masks on now.
That seems perfectly acceptable to me.
Yeah, which was what I thought. However, Ryan came up
Am
with
I
a very
wrong?
valid point of the fact that chances are they're doing this so they can increase capacity. So they're just going to whack a whole load more tables in there. And this is their way of justifying it. So again, that's irresponsible.
Fucking Disney. Yeah, but they've also, to be fair, they have also stopped. They took away. What did I see? I should really screenshot these things. They've taken away. Oh, it was Test Track. Test Track is now being fully seated all the time.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, it's going so fast, COVID can't catch it.
Assume.
But I hate when they put things like that on Instagram. All the comments are like, please put this on all rides. Take away dividers. Dividers are ruining the ride. I'm like, fuck you.
I know. People are just being silly. Just being silly. But yeah, and then there's also a list of some new food which is available within the parks. There's shed loads of Raya and the Last Dragon stuff. There's a Baby Tuk Tuk mousse. There's a Baby Tuk Tuk ice cream sundae. And then there is a Mighty Mist soft serve. I think the soft serve is the thing that I would be most likely to try, which is strawberry and vanilla soft serve. Looks real nice.
It's like a weird backwards unicorn.
It looks very tasty. Hollywood Studios have a Christmas peppermint shake. with
I'd drink it.
2 little Christmassy bundt cakes, which I was looking at that and I was like, yeah, Kate be on board with this.
I just love peppermint milkshakes.
Yeah.
They're so good.
In Magic Kingdom, there is a hazelnut bundino, which looks delicious. It's a creamy chocolate hazelnut custard with chocolate torta topped with caramel, toasted meringue, and pralines. Heck yeah.
Yes, it is.
On board, there are pot stickers, fried pork and vegetable pot stickers.
Oh, I love pot stickers.
There's some various different sangrias, which are available at the Three Bridges Bar and Grill. There are also some ham and cheese bocadillo and some chicken wings. Then at Disney Springs, in the new Everglades Donuts and Cold Brew place, they have some crazy looking hot dogs. So there's a Mardi Gras one, and then there's a King Dog, which is an all-beef hot dog with French toast batter dipped and cereal crusted hot dog bun, spicy peanut butter spread, banana honey mustard, chipotle berry preserve, and billionaire's bacon, which sounds insane.
Oh, because it's like... Oh, that's why it's called the King Dog. Because it's the same type of sandwich that Elvis Presley used to eat.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Elvis Presley used to eat the... Oh, fuck, what movie is that in? Perks of Being a Wallflower? No. It's not that movie. It's the one with Daniel Radcliffe in it that's set in Ireland and also set in Canada. Oh my god.
Not a clue.
It's also got Adam Driver in it.
Not a clue.
Anyway, there's this thing in it and it's like Elvis's sandwich thing, and that's what it is. It's peanut butter and peanut butter jelly bacon thing.
Nice.
Elvis.
No, she's Googling.
Presley sandwich. Now I'm
I will say
Oh,
she's found it.
Yeah, peanut butter banana bacon sandwich. That's
there
it.
you go. I scrolled down
That's
to the
why it's called
comments
the King Dog.
on this particular blog post on Disney Parks blog, and there's only 3 comments. However, 2 of them are from the same woman. This poor woman called Sherry, who's just very keen for the Crystal Palace character breakfast to come back. She is.
Please. I'm tired of quick service breakfast, and resort hopping is not easy with the transportation limits.
Yeah.
All right, Sherry.
She pissed.
Maybe go home and make herself a fucking salad.
Yeah. Anyways.
How often are you eating breakfast at Disney? Eat breakfast in your own house. Truth.
That's all for food.
Yeah, one last bit of parkish news. Joe Rohde's been park adjacent. He's slid into a new job. Remember when we were talking about what's he going to do now that he's being forced out with retirement? Funnily enough, he got a new job. Former Disney Imagineer Joe Rohde announced his retirement back in November of 2020, and it has been less than 2 months since he actually retired. We all wondered what he would do going forward, and today we found out. With astronauts arriving at Spaceport America in the near future, and in preparation of this first-time endeavour of space tourism, Virgin Galactic has brought in Rohde as a strategic advisor to help design and guide the overall experience journey for future astronauts, friends and family, and inspired fans alike. Joe will become Virgin Galactic's first experience architect, bringing more than 40 years' experience from Walt Disney Imagineering, where he led projects that transformed the image of Disney's iconic experiences and attractions. Rohde is truly a transcendent creator whose design work leverages careful, detailed composition to create authentic and remarkable experiences. The work he is starting will stimulate curiosity, guide the imagination, and anchor the Virgin Galactic customer experience with purposefulness
there you go.
and meaning. I saw that and went, fuck.
Yeah. I mean, what else
There he
do you
is.
do when you've created the most immersive park in Disney? You go to space.
And then you do it in space.
Yeah. That's exactly what you do.
I just think that's mad, isn't it? Like, he does not need the money.
It's so Joe Rohde, though, to just be like, fuck it, I'll go to space.
See you later, dudes.
Yeah. And then, not necessarily quite news, maybe news. Had a quick gandery-goo onto the Shop Disney website, and there are some new emos. You can get a Kermit and a Miss Piggy.
Yeah, they really restocked it, and there's actually loads of options now.
Loads of new outfits.
Oh, also, Shop Disney have started an all-year-round Christmas shop.
They have.
Which
And it's
I
loads
like
of Disney
that.
World's decorations.
I'm like, that is dangerous.
Or at least that's what it says. Also, is it bad that I'm really tempted to get... they brought out their cat and dog range, and naturally most things sold out, but they still have the cat collar. I'm real tempted.
She would not wear a collar.
No, she wouldn't. But I'm still really tempted. It would be so freaking cute.
My biggest annoyance on Shop Disney at the moment is that I can buy a Spirit jersey for a new emo, but I can't buy a Spirit jersey for me.
Do you know what the other real problematic thing about Shop Disney is at the minute? So,
among many things. What?
But, I mean, it doesn't necessarily affect us, but if you are somebody that lives in Northern Ireland, you cannot order from Shop Disney UK.
Oh, yeah.
And you cannot order from Shop Disney EU. You just can't order from Disney because they won't send it to you either way. Which is complete and utter bullshit.
Disney, it's so blatant that Disney hadn't a fucking clue what to do with Brexit.
Yep.
And they weren't prepared at all. Because I just think it's mad that if you live in Northern Ireland, you can't buy it from anywhere. And and people keep leaving comments on all of the Instagrams and everything, and they just keep replying with, "We're working on it, thank you for your patience." And I'm like, you dumbasses. It's not like you've known about Brexit for literally like 3 years.
Yeah. It's just...
So yeah. I have to say, the outfits are pretty cute. I just don't think I'm into Build-A-Bear vibes anymore.
No, me neither. I'm not dead keen. I have had a gandery-goo onto Shop Disney US, and they've loads of new like home things, and they have a Mickey Waffle pot holder, which is very cute.
I hate the segregation with Disney's merchandise.
And
I think it's rude.
They have a Haunted Mansion oven mitt that says "room for one more," but it's like sitting on top of like a cookie tray. It's cute. Big fan. Big fan. That's about as much news as we can drag out.
Yeah, I think we did pretty well, to be honest. But like, we're about to end pretty quickly now, so.
So, speaking of dragging things out, so as we mentioned, we did our imagination vacation trip, which actually, thank you to everybody that gave us feedback, because people seem to really enjoy it.
We actually got a good few messages of people being like, that was so much fun. Thanks. I'm like, you're welcome.
Yeah, so thanks for coming back. So what we've decided to do was, our friend Sam, I'm not going to try to say her username, but it'll be linked in the show notes. You know the one. Sam. She's just Christmas cracker with Kate. Sam. Sam listens to a podcast called Off Menu and suggested that we did something similar. So basically, we took that idea and did something completely different. And then we're going to do a theme park trader on it and do it for every park. So we're making up menus. We're making up our dream meals for each of the Disney parks. And I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes, considering I've only eaten in one.
Well, see, my whole thing was, like, most of mine are things that I've eaten, but because we started with DLP, obviously. But when we get to the other ones, I'm kind of just like, whatever tickles you fancy from any of them.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
So the way...
I think you should go first.
Yeah, I was going to say, the way I've done it, I'll explain to you the way I've done it, so if there's any gaps in yours... Okay, you can quickly fill them. So, I have picked a starter. I've picked a main. I've picked a couple sides. I've picked a dessert. Although my dessert ended up being kind of like, you know, when you get like a little like trio of desserts, that's kind of the route that mine went down. I've picked a cocktail or other drinks that you want. I picked a venue. And I picked a time.
Oh,
right.
Oh, that's good too. Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling like, you know that bit in Hamilton with Thomas Jefferson's like,
I arranged the menu, the venue, the seating.
That me. So
Okay, well, I don't need to write down my venue and time. I know, now that you've said that, I know exactly where I want to be, so.
Okay, cool. Right, so we're doing DLP. I say we're doing DLP. I have also included an element of studios as well, because I figured we weren't going to do a whole separate menu for studios, because...
No, fair. Yeah.
For the other parks, we can do the individuals, but...
Ooh, studios.
Not for DLP. No bueno. So, I'll start with my venue and my time, because then it'll kind of set the scene. So the venue that I've gone for is Walt's, an American restaurant on Main Street.
I knew you were going to pick Walt's when you said it.
I love Walt's. I'm not even particularly fussy about what room I'm in, but obviously I want a seat out looking over Main Street, and I want it to be a parade time. I would quite happily take Stars on Parade or Vive la Vie. I'm not fussy as to which, but either of those parades would do me well. So that'll give you an idea of the time.
Parades.
Do you remember parades?
Okay, yeah, huh?
So that'll give you an idea of the time.
Remember
It's either
fun.
the evening parade or it's the afternoon parade. I'm not particularly fussy, but either of them. So for my starter, I've gone for a bit of a bizarre starter, but
Okay.
the second I say it, I can pretty much guarantee what Kate's reaction is going to be. So my starter is from Fuente del Oro, and it is the loaded fries.
No. Oh.
Is your starter also the loaded fries? R.I.P. the loaded fries, because they don't seem to do them anymore.
My God! And and you know what? The people who work there don't even know what they are.
I know. Although I have to say, I made the loaded fries last week for dinner, because I had my
Nice.
veggie Mexican chili, and I was like, do you know what? It was after I had done this, I was like, I'm going to fucking make them myself, and I did, and it was glorious. So
But sometimes just chili, I know you take the vegetarian ones, but sometimes chili cheese fries just really hits the spot.
yeah,
it's just
so.
chef's kiss.
If you've never had the loaded fries from DLP, unfortunately you can't get them anymore. But they were basically just like the fries from Fuente del Oro, which are different.
They're
anyways.
special enough. Yeah,
They're different anyways. They're flat and they're kind of crinkly, and they just have some nice seasoning on it. And then it's
and they must fry they must fry them differently.
Yeah,
Because they have a different crisp to them.
they do. They're very nice. And then it's got kind of like a Mexican-y vegetable chili type thing that goes on top. And then you get a cheddar cheese sauce on top. And then they usually give you little sachets of sour cream and guacamole.
Fuck yeah!
And they're it's such a good lunch. That and some churros, and it was just the best. So that's my starter. So I've gone for a lunch for my starter, but that's fine. So my main is something that I've never actually had before, but it was the most, of all of the mains that I could find from places, it was the thing that genuinely sounded like something I would really want to eat. So it's from...
Is it legumes?
No, it is not legumes, thankfully. It's from Auberge de Cedrillon, and it is their fresh
Interesting.
pasta with wild mushrooms, a cream sauce, and veg.
Legumes.
And
I was
legumes.
partially right.
I love mushrooms. I love pasta. It sounded like... I mean, DLP is notoriously shite for vegetarian food, so this sounded nice. And then I picked two sides. Both are potato related, which... I feel no immense shame for. So, one of which are fries again, but these are the fries from the Lucky Nugget. Those little, triangular fries, the good
The skinny
scoopy
fries.
the scoopy ones.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
The good scoopy fries.
I do indeed.
And again, they also have a nice crisp to them. They've lots of edges. Big fan. And then the other thing is from Bistro Chez Remy. Now, this isn't technically a side because you get it with one of the mains. You can't just order this separate. But I've had it, and it's the brie potato gratin that you get from Bistro Chez Remy.
I really want that.
Holy Jesus, it is beautiful. It comes with one of the steaks. And when I went to Bistro Chez Remy, I had a pasta thing that I wasn't dead keen on, so I ended up swapping my main for the person I was with side, and I just ate the brie potato gratin, and it was delicious. Big fan.
I just think potato and cheese.
Just a
can't
match
go
made in
wrong.
heaven.
Any form of potato and cheese.
Always works.
Yes.
Always works. Always works. From cheesy fries, brie potato gratin, to just cheese and onion crisps.
Right?
Yeah. Big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan. Then I'll do my cocktail next. So my cocktail, I've gone for a glotini, and I've written in all caps several.
The red or the blue?
Honestly, both.
Okay, fair.
I'll like swip around. I'm not particularly fussy when it comes to my glotinis. I'll happily have either.
That's fair. Yeah, fair.
And then my dessert, I have done a trio of desserts because I have no chill. So obviously I've mentioned one of the parades could be Vive la Vie. So obviously I'm here at Halloween time. So I mean, it would take a goddamn fool or somebody that's never listened to the podcast before to not assume that I'm going to have the Cafe Hyperion salt caramel pumpkin. Because
that thing is bomb.
It's just chocolatey, it's salty, it's caramelly, it's a mousse. It's the cutest goddamn thing you've ever seen. So I want one of them. I've also put the Villains donut bites. Do you remember them?
I knew, yeah, they were good too. I was thinking about putting those down, but I refrained.
They were so good. And then I've put one of the little Phantom Manor cakes. That could be the like third little thing.
Oh, after 3 hours of letting it defrost.
Yeah. You would hope it being in a restaurant that it might not break your teeth. But maybe I'll just eat the other two desserts, and by that stage it might be like slightly tepid. Might just crack a tooth, not break a tooth.
Fair. God, I just that was wild.
So yeah, so that's my meal, and I'm terrifically excited about it, and I'm now starving.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm like, man, like I've already had dinner. Like we had pizza, like homemade pizza, which is a lot. Now I'm like, pasta. And then I'm like, oh, do I want to go make potatoes?
Right, what's yours?
Sorry, you froze there. But
Oh.
now you're back. It's fine.
I'm back.
I was like, I might as well just wait, otherwise this is going to be all out. So for mine, now that we've said venue and time,
Yeah.
I would like to go to California Grill
Ooh,
at fireworks time,
beautiful.
and I would like to sit at the window and
Perfect.
watch the fireworks, because I don't know how many times I've said that they're not really my vibe, the fireworks, but I do think they'd be good fun to watch sitting down eating food
Oh yeah, and having drinks.
in a warm venue. Yeah, then I'd be like, wow, these are great. So for my starter, I also went with the loaded fries because,
A lot of fries are better.
and also a lot of the starters in Disneyland Paris are shit.
Yeah.
It's like, here, have this watery soup.
Or foie gras.
And I just, yeah, and I'm just like, there's not many good starters. A lot of them are very French, which I understand because we're in DLP, but sometimes I understand DLP and like its association with it wanting to be very French, but sometimes I think it's too French.
Yeah.
I'm like, but you're still Disney, which is an American company.
Yeah.
Tone it down just a little sometimes.
So we go real American, and we go for loaded fries.
Yeah. So my starter was loaded fries. Then for my main, it sounds stupid, but when they're fresh, they're actually really nice. Do you know the special menu burgers that you get in Cafe Hyperion?
Oh,
so usually when we're there, it's the BB-8 burger.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an orange bun. When they're fresh, they're actually really nice.
Yeah.
Because there's like fresh lettuce. They put this like burger sauce on them, and they come with like the Cafe Hyperion fries, again potatoes, and they're just really nice. And it's like McDonald's but just a higher quality.
Agreed.
And it is quite a good value meal for what you get, because it's such a big meal, you can share it with at least two people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I've literally said stupid BB-8 burger because I know how stupid it is as like a novelty item, but they're actually quite nice.
Fair.
Then for my side, I picked mozzarella sticks because again, when they're fresh, they're good.
Gooey.
See, I think the biggest key thing with DLP food is that it needs to be immediately fresh, and then after those initial 5 minutes, it's shit.
Yeah. No, definitely.
I'm like, but if you get it in its peak, it's actually good food.
Yeah, I agree.
So I've got mozzarella sticks, and then I've also put down, which I imagine is similar to the potato thing that you had in Chez Remy,
Yeah.
which is the potato dauphinoise thing that they have during the food festival thing.
Okay.
Because that was bomb, and I needed a bigger portion of it.
Makes sense.
Then for my drink, I also had glotini, but I also had that cider that we had at that festival. Because I was like, man, that was good cider.
That was a really good cider. It was so crisp.
Yeah. And then for my dessert, I have basically gone for what you picked, but the other version of it, which is like the Mickey Mouse version, which is extremely similar, but I'm pretty sure it has like some kind of berry jam in the middle of it as well.
Okay.
And that's what we had in California Grill that one time when I got that dessert. I got that dessert and immediately just texted you and was like, "This is the mousse, just with other things."
It's just not a pumpkin.
I was like, "This is fucking gas." I was like, "We should be able to get this all the time."
Brilliant.
Yeah, so that's mine. Which I think is jeez, that cider. That cider was so good.
Oh, so refreshing. That with the little goat cheese crepe. Oh, they were so nice.
Yeah. I was gonna put crepe down here, but I was like, that's probably a bit too stereotypical. So yeah, that's that. I imagine this will be more fun when we go to the parks we've never been to or eaten at.
Oh, that have like way bigger
better options.
menus. Here's a question. What park, I assume we're doing Disney World next. Which park do you want to do first?
Magic Kingdom.
Okay. We can do Magic Kingdom.
Let's ease into it.
Okay.
Like, I feel like Epcot's going to be the biggest one.
Well, I know,
Because
I was like...
there's so many options at so many different times.
I was having a gander at... What was it? It was Le Cellier I was looking at. And I can already tell you, spoiler alert, one of my sides is going to be maple whiskey Brussels sprouts.
Oh, I like Brussels sprouts when they're cooked nicely.
And that sounds like they would be bloody beautiful.
Whiskey makes everything better.
Ain't that the truth, Kate? Made 2020 far more bearable.
So yeah, that's my little imagination gestation. No, that's not right. That is not the correct word for what I wanted.
It's gestation, like pregnancies.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I meant like, do you know when food breaks down?
Imagination, digestion? I don't know.
I think that's what I meant.
Oh, we'll come up with some form of a name for it.
Sorry, I apologize for saying that out loud.
That's alright. I enjoyed it. But please let us know your dream menu.
Or if, like us, there's a food that you've had that they no longer do and you'd like them to bring back. I need the loaded fries.
Yeah. Also let us know.
Please share.
Also let us know. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's everything. We're going to do Magic Kingdom next. I'm very excited about Magic Kingdom.
And also, if you have any things you think we should look at Magic Kingdom, please let us know.
Ooh, yeah. What's your go-to food places at Magic Kingdom? Tell us.
Please, holla. But otherwise, that's pretty much everything for this week, guys. If you would like to let us know your suggestions or say that our suggestions were bad, please hit us up on Instagram at Mickey Waffles Pod or on Instagram at Mickey Waffle Pod. The exact same handle, sans the S.
Yeah, and if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please do give us a rating or review. Helps us out a lot. And tell your friends about us. That'd be lovely. Make them hungry as well.
I also have another podcast.
Oh, you
that do? We talk about Christmas movies, and for March we're doing St. Patrick's Day month. So we're doing all Irish movies, which has been very difficult to find 5 Irish Christmas movies. So please come along and watch us struggle to find enough movies to fill a whole month with.
Are there that is Irish Christmas movies a thing?
We found 4.
You should just do Darby O'Gill for one of them.
No, it's not Christmas.
But it's very... Paddy's Day is on a Wednesday. You could release Darby O'Gill on a Wednesday.
No, that's cheating. We've said we'll only do Christmas ones. Because Sam's mom wants us to just do rom-coms. And we're like, no, we can't just do rom-coms.
Oh dear. I mean, to be fair, that is the general market for
Christmas movies.
So, yeah. Fair.
Anyway, yeah, please holla over Christmas Cracker Pod. We're there and we're square. Other than that, we'll see you next week. Have a nice time.
Bye.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the After Dark Podcast Network.